What's up, guys? Chris Pear here, also known as Chris P. Juegos, back from Bandai Card Fest, where I got top 32 in Digimon. I played Anubismon, and without further ado, I'm going to go straight into that deck profile. So, for my eggs, 4 copies of Sunomon. When you trash a card by an effect, draw a card during my turn. It helps me dig deeper for my pieces. Rookies, 4 copies of Ignitemon. Obviously, if you know what Anubismon does, we're going to often be trying to Digicross in with Mervamon to play more bodies for cheap. So Ignite's that crossheart piece we can use to Digicross Mervamon with. I mean, it also has that useful inherit of when you play a Digimon by an effect, gain a memory. And sometimes even when attacking, deleting one of my Digimon to delete one of my opponent's Digimon that is unsuspended and has less than or equal to the Digimon's deleted level to be used for popping floodgates. The go-to rookie that I wanted to Digivolve in the back into was often Goblimon. The inherit of when one of your effects trashes a card from your hand, gain 1 memory once per turn, really helps a lot to accelerate your game and just keep prolonging it and doing multiple game actions. For floodgates, I played 2 copies of Gazimon. This stopping my opponent from gaining memory came in a lot of times against the mirror and other decks, such as Blue Flare with their Z-Greymon. I actually had a match where in the mirror for Anubismon, my opponent played Digimon by effects and then immediately tried to gain memory by effects before using Anubismon to pop the Gazi. So the Gazi was able to stop him from gaining memory and passing the turn, allowing me to just pop off. The other floodgate I'm running is 2 copies of Psychmon, forcing our Anubismon players to play full retail for the mons they bring back from trash. Really helps a lot. It also works against Digicrossing, so those Blue Flare opponents, Crossheart, Hunters, making them pay full retail for playing their mons, making it harder. It does go both ways, so I do have to make sure that I don't have a Psychmon in play, or that I can afford to pay full retail for playing my Digimon by effects, but most of the time I could just like swing Psychmon, hope it dies, or just Digivolve into a champion and then use Anubismon's effect. For champions, 3 copies of Dober X. The inherit of gaining a memory when you play a Digimon by an effect is useful for when you're building your line. It's when Digivolving of drawing a card and trashing a card is very useful for digging deeper. And then it's on play of giving a mon retaliation, such as itself. Comes a lot because Mervamon can give your Digimon with retaliation, blocker, and rush. The other champion that I honestly really love in this deck, Ogremon. Again, the inherit of when you would trash a card by an effect, gain a memory once per turn, works really well with Gobbly. It even has that same effect just on the card. So if you just have an Ogremon out, it can help gain you memory a lot of times later. I played 2 copies of the Saberdramon promo. The combination of Raid Retaliation really was useful for helping to clear my opponent's level 6s, which Anubismon can't delete, and helping to swing into, say, like Ace Digimon to gain memory. Cute trick with Saberdramon and Dober X. This is very useful against, say, like Black War Gray, if they only have 1 instance of protection, like Greymon X and 2 sources. You could give Saberdramon Retaliation. That does stack. It can have 2 instances of retaliation. So if my opponent has Black War Gray or War Greymon, I raid into it or attack it with Saberdramon. The first instance of retaliation goes off. They save it by trashing 2 sources. Then the second instance of retaliation goes off. And if they don't have 2 more sources, it will get deleted. My next choice for champions was Soulmon. It has retaliation. And then all turns, all of your Digimon with retaliation get plus 2k DP. The reason why I played Soulmon was to help myself against Crimson Blaze. So if I have a Soulmon and Saber and they Crimson Blaze, only Soulmon gets deleted. If I have 2 Soulmons out, I am good against Crimson Blaze. They can't delete my board. Sure, I can't play Digimon by an effect during the next turn, but having 2 8k Soulmons and then a bunch of other bodies still on board helps close out those games. Next for Ultimates, I played 4 copies of Lumeramon. It's when Digivolving, draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards. In combination with Gobbly and Ogremon, this practically Digivolves for a cost of 1. It also has Retaliation, so it can gain Blocker and Rush with Mervamon. And then it also has once per turn, as its all turns inherit. When you play a Digimon by an effect, gain a memory. I only played six total level 5, so my other two were Maycrack Vicious Mode. This was my Floodgate killer to allow me to go into Anubismon and not worry about getting stopped by Floodgates. So on play when Digivolving, I can trash a card from my hand. If it's a purple card, delete a level 3. If it's a yellow card, delete an opponent's or give an opponent's Digimon minus 3k DP. So if I pitch a card that is both colors, like Maycrack pitching Maycrack, I could kill 2 Floodgates. And it has a play cost of 6, meaning I could play it for free off of Anubismon, and then say Digivolve into another Anubismon, thus continuing to widen my board and extend my plays. Since we're still talking about Anubismon, obviously 4 copies of Anubismon, because this card gets restricted to 1 in March, for good reason. Because it's when Digivolving and a main effect, once per turn, I can trash up to 3 cards from my hand, and then play a purple Digimon card from my trash with a play cost reduced by 3. And then for each card trashed by this effect, further reduced by 1. So I can trash a card or a combination of 3 cards and play a Digimon for a reduced cost of 6. So that's, again, Maycrack for free. Anything level 4 and lower for free. Or play Mervamon for practically 2 memory, because reducing it by 6 makes it cost 5, and then we can still Digicross, reducing it by 3 further. That's a total cost reduction of 9, playing Mervamon for 2, and then spitting out 2 bodies. Card's insane, and then giving them retaliation, or giving the retaliation mons rush and blocker or crossart cards. So oftentimes when I play Anubismon, I'll immediately Digivolve, activate Anubismon's effect, trash 3 cards, and you can even bring back the cards you trash. So I'll be like trashing Mervamon, Ignite, Saber, possibly have other cards in my trash already. Boom. Digicross Merva, play out 3 bodies. Anubismon when I play a Digimon by an effect, and this isn't even once per turn. This effect either deletes an opponent's level 5 or draws me a card if no level 5 from my opponent's side was deleted. So I get to practically draw 2 cards or delete 2 level 5s or a combination of in between. Combo is insane. I can see why this card is getting restricted to 1. My other level 6s that I played was 2 copies of Leviamon. This card is amazing in the mirror, because on play when Digivolving, if they have more Digimon and Tamers total than me, I get to delete their highest level and their lowest level. Meaning I can Digivolve for a cost of 5, delete their Anubismon, some other body. I don't care if they have Mervamon still left in play. I got rid of their Anubismon, and then it's all turns once per turn. When its opponent's Digimon is deleted by an effect, gain a memory. So this, even though Evo's for 5, gains you back 2 memory, practically Evo's for free, for 3. If I do it with Anubismon, playing it for a reduced cost -6, and then gain 2 more memory, that's practically a reduced cost of -8. So it practically just costs 5 at the end after resolving all of its effects. For level 7s, I did play 2 copies of Shine Gray Ruin Mode. I decided not to play Death X, as I felt like Ruin Mode works a lot better and against a lot of other matchups, including still the Mirror, because giving your opponent -5k or even -10k after it gets deleted, and if you Digivolved and attacked the same turn or deleted itself the same turn, just helps stop your opponent from playing the game for a turn. Oftentimes, my opponent would have a level 4 in the back. Its DP is 5 or less. Digivolve into Ruin Mode. Alright, you can't promote that Digimon, otherwise it dies. You don't get on plays if the Digimon dies from the -5k. And it was really good against Shine Greymon, because their Marcuses tend to try to become 3k DP Digimon, so they can't become 3k Digimon, otherwise they'll die. For options, I played 4 copies of Wisdom Training. This just helped me dig 2 cards deep, grab any purple card including the options, and then later just crack it, Digivolve for a reduced cost of 2. So if I Digivolved Ogremon, activated Wisdom Training, Digivolved to Blumera costed 1 to Digivolve, and then I gained 2 memory back from Inherits. I net gained a memory there. I also used Purple Mem Boost to help dig 4 cards deeper, so I only played 3 copies because the list was pretty tight. 4 cards deep, grab a purple Digimon, gain 2 memory back. Again, helping me dig for cards, extend my plays by gaining me memory. So that way I could like Digivolve into Anubismon, play Merva, not give my opponent too much memory, and like maybe choke them to 1, and then have a board of 4 Digimon. My next option is Calling from Darkness, one of restricted copy. It just helps grab back cards, such as like grabbing back Anubismons, grabbing back Ruin modes after I deleted them, and then just making sure I don't brick on certain pieces. Like again, playing only 6 level 5s, so level 5 sometimes I'll brick on those. Sometimes they'll be stuck in security. And then finally I played one copy of Biting Crush to delete level 6ers or lower. And then by pitching Leviamon, because it's a Demon Lord, it gets put into play. Its delay effect is if an opponent plays a Digimon by an effect, I can sacrifice the Biting Crush, play Levia from trash for free. So this was amazing in the mirror because they can't activate their, well, they can activate their Anubismons, but if they activate their Anubismons, I get to play a Levia. They possibly have more bodies than me because of, Anubismon playing Mervamon, playing practically 4 bodies. I get to delete 2 of them with Leviamon and gain 2 memory. And Leviamon's a 13k with security attack +1. This alligator applies a lot of pressure. And that's my list. My matches for the day 1 where I got 4th place in, I played a 3 Anubismon, and I never lost the mirror. I played against Yellow Hybrid. He was a bit slow to start, so I just was able to go Anubis Merva, spawn 4 bodies, check security, and keep pressuring him. I played against only 1 Red Hybrid, and he did have 2 copies of Crimson Blaze, but thanks to Soulmon, I was able to keep a lot of my board. Played against Giant Greymon. I Ruin Mode locked him, so he just couldn't promote his level 4s or lower, or make his Marcus into Digimon, and was able to clock him thanks to Anubis and Merva. I did play against 1 Blue Flare, and once again, Gazimon, Psychmon, just preventing my opponent from playing Digimon for cheap, making him pay full retail. And then I actually had a moment with Gazimon where he actually had the classic, Digicross into Metal Greymon with a Greymon Sec +1 and jamming Mailbird Inherit. Swung 2 checks. He Digivolved to Z Greymon, attempted to gain 2 memory, and I'm like, wait, I have Gazimon. You just gave me 2 memory. It is my turn now. And then clocked him out from there. My only loss was to this really unique Demon Lord Biting Crush deck featuring Belphamon package, Belphamon Sleep Mode, Rage Mode, Leviamon, and then the Garu package to work its way up. And man played 4 Biting Crush. I did take a game from him, but when you're facing 3 Biting Crush in play, it's just really hard to get through that. So that was my only loss in day 1, resulting me in getting 4th place. So that way I made day 2. Day 2, first match, Anubismon Mirror. Took that out easy. And then unfortunately lost the next round against Mirage Gaugamon. He was a really good player. Actually, he got 3rd place overall in the entire tournament after day 2. So shout out to him. But Mirage Gaugamon's a really good floodgate against us because we can't draw extra cards. Otherwise, he gains memory, preventing our possibly passing our turn. And then like Mirage can bounce level 5s and lower. Burst mode bounces our Merva, so we don't allow our blocker mons. But was a really amazing tournament. I am glad that I actually got top 32 in the Bandai Card Fest in LA. Want to thank all of my opponents for playing. Want to thank Luxury Gaming for having me on the team. And shout out to our sponsors, Metamats and Dueling Guard. Hopefully you'll see me again next time for another top deck profile. But in the meantime, keep having fun, Tamers.